Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for your great support always. I'm so grateful for your continued support to this channel. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Now, Professor Kindiki Kithure is now operating in a shadow. Whether is he the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya or the CS of Interior, even as Rigathi Gachagua challenges his impeachment in court. So far, as we speak, 30 cases have been filed before the High Court, all challenging the legitimacy of Gachagua's impeachment process. Now, Kenyans, the cases have since been consolidated by a 3-judge bench which will hear this matter, whether Kindiki is going to be sworn in after date 29 or not. Now, Kerugoya High Court issued orders that blocked Gachagua's replacement, Kithure Kindiki, from being sworn in as legitimately Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya. But the state and the National Assembly, led by Professor Githu Muigai, since they filed, an application seeking to have those orders set aside, failure to which they are arguing that a constitutional crisis may arise. The question is, who pushed this impeachment harder? Now they're coming out to apply that if the court is not going to lift this conservatory order, then we are going to be in a state of a constitutional crisis. Now, as of course these turn into weeks, questions loom on whether the legal battle will resolve in time for a peaceful transition, or will the divisions deepen, forcing even a crisis that could reshape the country forever. Gachagua's impeachment was upheld by the Senate a week ago. Immediately after the National Assembly did the same, despite their failure to testify at the trial. Those in support of the impeachment have hailed it as necessary step to restore integrity in government, while Gachagua's loyalists have maintained that the impeachment of Rigathi Gachagua was politically motivated. And so the accusation never had a ground to remove Rigathi Gachagua. Remember, on Wednesday, the bench dealt with one of the preliminary issues, being whether the Deputy Chief Justice had the powers to appoint the bench to determine the matter before the court, or it is the Chief Justice of the Republic of Kenya. So Gachagua and other petitioners in the case took issues with how a file from Kerugoya Law Courts was placed before the Deputy Chief Justice, Philomena Mwilu, on Saturday night. That was the question that these individuals were trying to ask. Now, it was said that application was assigned to Justice Eric Ogola, Anthony Mrima, and Frida Gambi on the night of October 18, 2024 by the Honorable Deputy Chief Justice Philomena Mwilu. Now, according to Rigathi Gachagua, argued that the Deputy Chief Justice violated the Constitution in ordering the bench to hear and determine 3 matters in which conservatory orders have been issued against the government of Kenya. They argue that only the Chief Justice is empowered to authorize the sitting of the court on any day or time. Based on this argument, as I was just trying to listen, remember, the petitioners represent, of course, it is Rigathi Gachagua, sought to have the bench rescued itself. But in a brief rejoinder, the Attorney General, Dorcas Oduor, as represented by senior counsels Githu Muigai and Tom Ojienda, said the bench was properly constituted by the DCJ, that is the Deputy Chief Justice, Philomena Mwilu. Now, as you know very well, it is very clear from the court tracking system that the Chief Justice communicated to the Deputy Chief Justice that she will aware, rather, the Deputy Chief Justice was aware that the Chief Justice was in Geneva. But the question is, was it not possible for the Chief Justice just to do it while even in Geneva? That is a question. William Ruto today can even appoint his cabinet and he can read it even in Uganda, Kenyan embassy. Anaweza fanya hivyo hata akiwa South Africa, Kenyan embassy, hata akiwa US kuna tuko na embassy huko. Anaweza tangaza nini yao huko ni kama State House. The same to the Chief Justice. She was not having any problem appointing them even in Geneva. So I think for me, there's something here very crucial. With this settled, the bench was one of the petitioners in the case argued that these judges were to go. But again, we are asking ourselves, as the judges said, they will hear the application seeking to lift the conservatory orders, seeing the swearing in of a new judge beginning Tuesday, October 29. So they are going to start having hearing. But is there a possibility of them, the petitioners, going to appeal the presence of these judges? And again, they go back to the argument whether these judges should be there or not. But again, while filing the application, remember, the Solicitor General argued that the conservatory orders is against the country's interest, as the Constitution does not envisage a vacancy in the office of the Deputy President. So what we are waiting is that once the bench convened, Gachagua will likely move to the Court of Appeal to challenge the order, which may or may not be issued in his favor. So you come on, because you can understand the direction that court is taking. But if he fails to secure an order at the appellant court, there is a likelihood that he will challenge the same at the Supreme Court, which may find he was not accorded a fair hearing and subsequent and him a reprieve. Can hand him a reprieve. In other words, the impeachment case, being the first of the Deputy President, test the very fabric of the national judiciary. We are now very keen on this matter, whether the judiciary is going to ensure that Rigathi Gachagua is going to be reprieved or not. And if not, then it means the decision is going to lie on 29. Whether the court will decide that this is a weighty matter, let us not lift this conservatory order. Let us listen. Because if we do so, it will be not in accordance to the Constitution of the Republic of Kenya. So we are just waiting. But one thing I know, Rigathi Gachagua is likely to be reprieved. And immediately being reprieved, he is going to resign. After resigning, then Rigathi Gachagua at least will have an easy time going back in politics. Despite of him even not being part and parcel of the government, then he will start his own course. Ladies and gentlemen, what do you think? Drop your opinion at the comment section below. Otherwise, thank you so much because of your great support. Please consider subscribing, liking, commenting, and sharing this video. Bye bye till you meet in another video.